Founder University is a remote 12-week pre-accelerator program for startups by launch. These are the same investors that backed companies like Uber in the beginning. They teach you how to build your first version of your startup idea, how to get your first users, and how to secure investment. When I was invited to the program, I couldn't really see any videos online reviewing the program essentially. So I figured I'd make this video documenting my own experiences having completed the program. And my experience is a bit different from most of the founders in the program. Most of the founders they haven't built their MVP yet, and they have an idea and they have a team and they're looking to take the next step. My startup Condo Cube, which helps real estate agents close more condo deals, was already launched when I was invited to the program. So I was a bit reluctant at first to accept it, but the people behind the program told me that it would still be beneficial to me, and it was. So I'm glad I partook, and I'd like to show you in this video the three main benefits from the program that I got out of it. So the main benefit I got from this program was learning how to talk to users. As I was building Condo Cube, I was talking to potential customers and showing them the product that I had so far. And I was getting overwhelmingly positive feedback with little to no criticism. And this is the first startup that I'm doing, so there's no way I was doing everything right. Yet I was getting almost no criticism. And they have a whole module in the program about talking to users. And they recommend this book called The Mom Test, and this book changed the whole way I talk to customers. Basically, when you show someone close to you or that you have some connection with, you show them something that you're very proud of, like your product, the questions you ask them could trap them into basically only answering a certain way or only answering positively. Let's say you're talking to a potential customer and you're asking them, for example, hey, so would you use this? Would you use this in your day-to-day? And they'll probably say, yeah, I'd use it. Sure, absolutely. It seems great. The problem is that you're not asking them, is it something that they're willing to pay for? Just because they want to use it doesn't mean you have your first customer there. It could be, the problem you're solving could be a vitamin or a painkiller. If it's a painkiller, they'd probably pay your subscription or your price to have your product. But if it's a vitamin, then, they might use it if it's free and they have time to use it. But either way, they'll answer yes, they'll use it. It doesn't help you validate your idea further. And frankly, it doesn't really, help you validate. And frankly, it doesn't really help you get to the next stage and develop your product to where it needs to be. And this is also my main takeaway with this program is if you haven't built your product yet or you're in the validation stage, this program really drills down the importance of validating your idea as you build it, so you don't end up building unnecessary features or focusing on features that are not as important as the real ones. By talking to your users and validating your idea, you'll be able to focus where it's the most important. Okay, so the second major benefit to me was the networking in the program. Now, this is a fully remote program, but there's still a lot of opportunities to expose yourself to the other founders in the program and founders from previous cohorts in the program as well. And as a solo founder, aka Chief Everything Officer, this was super useful for me because I could talk to founders in the same space as me, where they might have a sales-focused founder. And since I'm doing product development, validation, sales, pretty much everything, I could talk to a sales-focused co-founder and basically soak up, what has worked the best for them and what's something that they put down time for that wasn't really that useful. And for me, that accelerated, developing my own strategies for my startup. Moreover, I also got a consulting client from networking in the program, which is great. And all in all, it was just really beneficial to be able to network with other founders and sort of share your frustrations, and made the whole process of being a solo founder feel a lot less lonely. And the third main benefit of being in the program is pitching and talking to investors. I would say this is kind of the main focal point of the program, is preparing you to talk and pitch to investors. So they teach you how to basically condense your whole product into a 2-minute pitch, also into a 1 sentence that explains to everyone what your company is doing, with the final boss battle of the program being that you actually pitch to launch the investors behind the program. And they, out of each cohort, they do select a certain percentage of the top pitches and the top companies that they like. Now for me, raising capital was never really a focus for me. It was rather to learn how to improve sales and talk to customers. Yet I still did the modules for pitching, and I did actually pitch to launch at the end of the program. And while I wasn't selected for their investment, it was still a really great experience to have, especially as someone who had no idea how raising capital and investing worked before that. And now I feel like I'm very well equipped to start a round if needed. So should you apply to the program? It's a $500 tuition fee to apply. And if you attend most of the classes, you'll get refunded at the end. So if you're at a stage where you have your idea, you maybe have your team already, you're starting to develop your product, I would apply, definitely. If you're at the stage where your product is already launched, but let's say you're under 10 customers, you haven't gotten 10 customers yet, I would still apply. I wouldn't apply if you already have, your first couple of customers. In that case, I would just double down on what's been working so far instead of putting the time into this program. Unless one of your priorities is raising investment capital, then you should definitely apply to this program. And on a final note, if you fall into one of those categories and you want to apply to a program, feel free to reach out to me and I'll be happy to connect you with the people behind the program. All right, thank you and see you later.